Welcome to the Great North City Games. Welcome to the Newcastle Gateshead quayside. It's an international event matching Great Britain and Northern Ireland with the United States of America. Alongside me, Tim Hutchings. A lot to look forward to today.
Yes, and the crowds are out in massive force, in no small part because of this man, Mo Farah, in just his second race after the Olympic Games. That fabulous golden double goes in the 2 miles later on.
First of all, on the track, the hurdles are out, and there's the lineup for you. Alameen of Great Britain against Jason Richardson of the United States, Lawrence Clark of Great Britain, and Ryan Wilson of the United States. A big lineup as far as the Americans are concerned, that's for sure. Jason Richardson, of course, the world champion, the Olympic silver medalist, always a formidable opponent. And with Alameen, 1367 on the right of your shot there briefly, next to Jason Richardson. Lawrence Clark had a wonderful Olympics, 4th place in that final. And on the near side, Ryan Wilson, rugged hurdler. And Richardson, oh, look at this start from Lawrence Clark. Clark is going brilliantly. He's leading at the moment. On the near side, Wilson going very strongly. And here comes the Olympic silver medalist, Jason Richardson. Richardson's going to take this one. And Wilson in 2nd place. Lawrence Clark run down into 3rd. The time, 13.42. That's unofficial, of course. But what a start by Lawrence Clark. Brilliant second half of the race, though, by Jason Richardson. He really hammered it, didn't he?
Well, young Clark, that was one of the biggest surprises of the British team in the game. He's 4th in that Olympic final in a personal best. Gets the jump on the rest of them here and leaves beyond halfway. I think he was in shock, frankly. The Americans coming past him on both sides, and Richardson's class telling towards the end there. But that's a fabulous first 2/3 of the race from young Lawrence Clark. And he's got a big future, this young Briton.
Well, he certainly has, and we'll confirm all that for you now. Time 13:41, Ryan Wilson 13:48, Lawrence Clark 13:57, Alex Alameen of Great Britain 14:01. So maximum points for the United States on that one.
Well, there's the lineup for the women's Great North 1 mile. World champion Jenny Simpson in this one. Hannah England, the winner from last year as well for Great Britain.
Just over halfway then in this 1 mile race. And look at this, Jenny Simpson, the world champion from last season, the semi-finalist of the Olympic Games this season, over 1,500 metres, has taken a big lead. She really has. The rest of the field have got a lot of work to do in the second half of the race. Hannah England of Great Britain, Jessica Judd, the tall figure on the left of the trailing group, behind her, and the 2 Americans tucked in. So at the moment it's USA, Great Britain, USA. But this is a big lead from a talented athlete, it really is. And I just wonder, Tim, how this will all pan out, because this is a big lead.
Well, Jenny Simpson looking for some consolation here after what has been, quite frankly, Stuart, as world champion from last year, an awful summer. Indeed, she ran her season's best just 11 days ago at the end of this very long year. And that indicates, that underlines really how bad her summer has been prior to this last couple of weeks. She didn't run well in the games, didn't even make the Olympic final, remember, going in as world champion. And this is so unusual for Simpson to go out hard like this, but they are dragging her back now. She's not a natural front runner.
Absolutely, and this is a real charge now, and she's being run down, absolutely run down at the moment. And that's Blaisdell, Julia Blaisdell, of course, who's better known over the longer distances, but what a race this is. She's got the lead now, Simpson hanging on, Hannah England in 3rd place behind her. And the other Americans, Anna Pierce and Brenda Martinez, trailing behind at the moment. You see Pierce with the red hair, Martinez next to her. It looks as though it could be between these 3, and what a battle. Simpson not giving in here. Hannah England on the near side making some headway now with 200 metres to go in this 1 mile race. And there's a big charge on by the other Americans on the near side. That's Pierce with the red hair, but they're well down at the moment. And Martinez coming very strongly with a dark flowing hair. Hannah England leads at the moment. Simpson in 2nd place, and Martinez is going to come through. Hannah England and Martinez, and Martinez is going to win this. What a finish over the last 200 metres by Martinez. Brenda Martinez of the United States. In 2nd place, Hannah England. In 3rd place, Anna Pierce, who came through strongly as well. What a finish that was, and Jenny Simpson run out of it into 4th place. What a run by Martinez.
Well, we knew Martinez was in very good shape. She comes fresh from a personal best at 800 metres, her first time ever under 2 minutes, just 10 days or so ago. But I saw her run like this in the indoor season in the US Championships, and she left her finish very, very late and was just beaten by Simpson. She gets it right here today in Gateshead. That's a brilliant last 50 metres to go past Hannah England, last year's winner.
What a race.
I think I got a bit excited with 150 to go, and there's so much cheering, and that's great, but I think I kind of made my move maybe a bit early, but it was a great atmosphere and it was great to have a good race.
It was a good race too, wasn't it? Martinez coming through in 4:34.99. Don't worry about the times, not quick, but what a race. Hannah England in second, Anna Pierce of the United States in third. So maximum points there for the USA.
Well, the crowd's absolutely monstrous as the next event gets ready. There's the women's 100 metres lineup. Just 4 athletes, Hayley Jones, Mickey Barber, Anyika Onura and Janeba Tamo of the USA. And it's Tamo who is the class act here. She was third equal in the US Championships. Jones on the far side, then Barber in 2, Onura for Great Britain in 3, and Tamo nearest the camera. Tamo near the camera, very quick out of the block. She's still in good form, ran a great 200 in Italy just 10 days or so ago. And Tamo blasting this one. Onura trying to come back at her on the near side, but that's Tamo winning by about 1.5 meters, 11.18. That is classy sprinting. Very slight tailwind behind the American there, who was left out of the American team for the individual 100. She was third equal in their trials with Alison Felix. Felix was given the nod, but that's a very, very competent win.
Yeah, it was indeed, wasn't it? She's an 11.07 athlete at her very best on the season, so that's pretty good. And I tell you, it's been rounded down to 11.17. That's the official result. We'll confirm all that in a moment, but Tamo's certainly taking that from Barber in second, Onura in third, and Jones in fourth. Let's confirm it.
11.17 for Tamo, the former world junior champion from the USA, takes the point for the American squad. Barber, Onura and Jones behind her.
Well, let's confirm now what happened in the pole vault a little earlier. It's finished now, but April Bennett was in third place overall. This was her third attempt at 4 meters 10. It was her opening height, but she attempted 4:25 3 times, didn't manage to get over that. And Holly Blaisdell, of course, equals 6th in the Olympic final, the British #1. Got the 4 meter 10 on her second attempt, and that gave her second place overall. But the winner was Mary Saxo, missed selection for the Olympic Games. She was 4th in the American trials, but on this occasion she managed 4 meters and 25 to win the competition outright. There you are, Saxo at 4:25, Blaisdell and Bennett both at 4:10. Blaisdell over Bennett on the basis of countback, and Katie Byers, the youngster, in 4th place.
Well, on the other side of the river, the men's mile about to get underway. There is the lineup, and the class name there is Bernard Lagat, of course, the world champion back in 2007. Just missed out on the medals at the London Games, though, 5 weeks ago did Bernard Lagat, the former Kenyan, who's proudly been running for the USA for the last 6 or 8 years. Away they go. James Brewer, perhaps the leading light amongst the British names here, who ran 3:38 indoors for 1,500 metres last winter. That's worth around 3:55 for a mile. There's Brewer now at the front with Bernard Lagat. Lagat's still in very good shape at the end of this long summer. He ran just under 13 minutes for the 5,000 metres in Zurich a couple of weeks back. But he is the class act here. He is the second fastest man in history at 1,500 metres, the metric mile. And frankly, the course record at 4:02, very vulnerable, I have to say. That's set by Britain's Andy Baddeley. And they've set off at a reasonable pace too. No pacemaker in this race, so you are dependent upon the athletes making the tempo themselves. But conditions absolutely glorious in this lovely, lovely sunny weekend in Newcastle.
Yes, indeed. Lagat, who has the pedigree, of course, in the former world champion at 1,500 metres and 5,000 metres, and really off that talent, really has the good sprint finish to add to the strength endurance that he has. And Brewer, of course, missed the world 1,500 metre final by just 1 place. So a lot of credit to him this season. Former European junior silver medalist at 800 metres as well, just a few seasons ago, was Brewer. But he too has got a pretty efficient finish as they wend their way around the quayside here.
Lagat happy to lead then, Brewer in his slipstream, and the tempo is quick, there's no doubt about that, because they reduced almost to single file after only about a minute of running. But Lagat frustrated, I suspect, after that Olympic fourth place. He collided with one of the Kenyans with just over 100 metres to go in that Olympic final. And as world indoor champion earlier on in the year, over 3,000 metres, he would certainly have expected to be in the dust-up for the medals, and frankly amongst the medals in what was a fairly slow tactical 5,000 metres final. It should have suited him. He's a very, very quick finisher. I saw him race in the indoor circuit through last winter, and he was incredibly sharp over 3,000 metres indoors, hence taking that world indoor title in Istanbul. But he's leading them a merry dance here. He leads at the moment from James Brewer and McNamara, coached by Mark Rowland, incidentally, the American third place there in red, former Olympic steeplechaser for Great Britain, based over in Eugene in Oregon. But Brewer, at the moment, matching Lagat stride for stride, giving a really good account of himself. Now, I was with James Brewer 10 days ago in Zagreb, and he couldn't even start the race there. He warmed up, had a sore Achilles, and couldn't even start. Flew back to the UK without having raced. So his Achilles is fine, and he's racing strongly here, and he's matching Lagat still with 150 to go. The American is so strong, though, and maybe that strength just grabbing in that metre now. Brewer in second, McNamara in third, and Lagat urges himself to the front and takes this by the smallest of margins. Brewer will not give in, though, keeps the pressure up, look. Lagat by half a metre now. Brewer is coming back at him. I can't believe this. What a finish there from young James Brewer. Bernard Lagat taking it 4:01.62. Well, that if confirmed, a new Great North City Games record for the men's 1 mile. And Bernard Lagat there having a much, much tougher race than he expected, I think. Brewer's Achilles is okay, his racing was great. Half a metre, that was all the margin.
Well, it was a good finish, wasn't it, indeed, and a very fine run indeed. McNamara coming into third place. These three away from the rest of the field by a good margin, really. But Lagat, quite an athlete.
This is a great event, it brings up, back the community together to cheer the athletics, and, and that is what we as athletes appreciate, and we hope we can get one of these in America.
Well, confirmation of that win then for Bernard Lagat, 4:01.62, but boy, did he have to work for it. James Brewer in second, Jordan McNamara in third, but Lagat gets the point for the USA.
Well, the men's 2 miles next, and Mo Farah is the man to watch, the double Olympic champion from Great Britain. His final race of the season, and what a race it promises to be.